Hi everyone, welcome to Builds by Jennett. If you are new here, hello, I'm very glad you could make it, and if you've been here before, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing a 5x5 starter home challenge. This is obviously a really popular challenge. I know loads and loads of people have done it on YouTube, but I wanted to give a specific shout out to the Sims crew. I was inspired to do the challenge myself after seeing their build on Instagram. They do also have a speed build of it up on YouTube. So once you're done here, please do go and check that out. It's a really nice build, and it's always really nice to see what people do with such kind of small space. So as you can see, I've pulled out a few different items that I knew I needed in this house. And when I kind of went into this challenge, I really wanted as much as possible for the space to be separate. 5x5 is obviously really small, it's not a big space as kind of to be expected, but it is big enough to just about divide everything up into separate rooms. So you can see at the back of the house I have the bedroom and the bathroom as separate, and then the front of the house is split into the kitchen, diner and lounge area. The hardest bit of this build for me was sorting out the kitchen and the bathroom layout, because I really wanted the counter space and the dining space to be separate. I didn't want it to be kind of completely, like combined into one. And I also wanted to make space of all that kind of space under the TV, or make use of all that space under the TV, which you can see I do there. For some reason, the objects kept being put like halfway out of the house. I had move objects on, but I often have move objects on and it doesn't do it like that, but don't worry, I fixed it. I do move everything back in. So you can see now, just kind of fiddling around with the layout of the bathroom. It was the sink that I found particularly difficult. There wasn't room, or at least I couldn't figure out how to have room in the kitchen for the sink and a counter, and then also the island seating space for it to all kind of fit and work together. So I ended up putting the sink in the bathroom because I figured I'd only be able to have one sink, and I kind of thought to myself, what's more gross? Like not having a sink in the kitchen or not having a sink in the bathroom. And I decided that not having a sink in the bathroom is more gross than not having one in the kitchen. I know there are some houses, I have been in kind of smaller houses myself, where the bathroom you'll have like a kind of small half bathroom, and that doesn't actually have a sink in it. It will literally just have a toilet, and then next door you'll have a like bathtub or a shower, and then the sink in there. So it does happen, but I find it really weird. When I go into a house like that, it always kind of throws me off. And it feels very weird walking to a separate room having not washed your hands. So yeah, I decided to sacrifice the sink in the kitchen and put it in the bathroom instead. So here I'm just figuring out what it's going to look like on the outside. I have my endless struggle with the roof tiles. I've mentioned before, I can never seem to find ones that I like. I can never get the colour to match. If you have any tips on roof tiles in particular, roofing itself I'm not too bad at, but the actual roof, picking the like swatch for the roof, I'm terrible. I never know how to make it match to the external wallpaper. If you have any tips, please do let me know. But I decided to, with the decoration, go for a bit of a blue theme. You'll see the counters are red at the moment. I don't change it in the speed build itself, but I have changed it for the screenshots, and on the gallery they have been changed. I forgot to do it when I was doing the decoration, but I go for a blue theme. Here you can see me figuring out that actually I could just make the bedroom a whole separate room and put a door on it. I do bring my sim in to test. You probably saw earlier, I do play test it all. Everything works as it should. So yeah, I decided to kind of keep it quite clean, keep it quite simple. I didn't bring any debug items to clutter it up, just because space is at such a premium anyway, and debug items can often make counters not work because there's stuff on them, obviously. So I figured that the laptop will probably stay where it is, more or less. Then the space next to it can be used as a dining space, and then you've got the counter towards the kitchen to use to prepare food. So as you can see, there are quite nice items in here. Obviously that TV is pretty pricey, the laptop is not the cheapest, but I figured, you know, I've mentioned before about starter homes just being really sad, and how it's just not fun to play in a really sad house. So I did decide to put a bit of money into doing nicer items. As you see there, forget to change the colour of the counters, but as I mentioned, I have changed it. I then rotate the house because I realised as I was putting it together it was facing the wrong direction, but that's fine, that's why we have a rotation button. And now I'm just finishing off with the landscaping. I found the landscaping surprisingly hard to do. I think because it's such a small house and because it's square and because there's no kind of patio space or anything, because I'm counting patio space as being more tiles. I know some people don't always, but I decided to count it. There was just kind of no, I don't know, like anchor points, I guess, for the landscaping. So I did spend quite a lot of time going through debug. I did cut some of it out because it was just me placing plants and deleting and placing and deleting, like over and over and over. As you can see now, there was more of it, but I cut it all out because I figured you didn't need to see it. So the end landscaping is very, very simple, but it's quite sweet, and you know, this is a starter home. I imagine if you use it, if you play in this house, you probably won't be playing in it that long because, you know, as your sim kind of gets more money, family, that kind of stuff, you're going to need to expand. So the landscaping is quite minimal, but just kind of frames the house and makes it, yeah, not quite such a weird little sad box. I did think about using the tiles, sort of the same amount of tiles, but not in a box. But then figured that, first of all, technically that's not the challenge. The challenge is 5 by 5, which is a square. But also I didn't want to have to count the tiles individually, which is a bit of a lame excuse, but so be it. But yeah, we are coming towards the end of the build now, actually. I put a fence up, which you'll see just now. And then we're on to the screenshots. There's not many because it's small, but I hope you enjoyed the build, hope you enjoy the screenshots, and I'll see you all soon. Bye guys! If you would like to play in this house, it is on the gallery. My ID is buildsbyjennett. Down in the description are all my Instagram links and social media things. Please give me a follow. If you like this video and want to see more, please subscribe. I put new videos out every week, and I hope to see you again soon.